Welcome back to Neville Manifestation. If you're ready to stop waiting and start becoming the version of yourself who already has it all, you're in the right place. Before we begin, make sure you join our membership to go deeper into these teachings and truly master the power of your mind. What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is your inability to trust what you can't yet see? Most people quit not because it's impossible, but because nothing shows up fast enough to convince them it's working. But what if the moment you decided within yourself, it was already done, and everything you're waiting for is already on its way, just beyond your sight? My friends, tonight I want to share something with you that sounds simple on the surface, but carries a power most people overlook. In fact, your mind might even reject it at first. That's okay, just stay with me for a moment. Let these words go deeper than your opinions. Let them settle into your awareness, and you may begin to feel a shift. Here it is. Stop giving power to facts. Yes, truly, stop bowing to them. Turn away from their authority. Refuse to let them define you. And before you think this sounds unrealistic, let me explain clearly what I mean. Facts can feel overwhelming, can't they? They come at you through your senses with force. Your bank balance shows a number. Your body reflects a certain condition. Your relationships appear to be in a specific place. Everything around you seems to declare, this is your reality, this is who you are, this is what's possible. From a young age, you were taught to trust what you can see. You were trained to respect external evidence, to believe what's visible, to accept current conditions as final truth. Parents, teachers, society, they all reinforce this idea. But what if I told you that what you call facts are not truth at all? Facts are simply the result of past thinking. They are the outcome of old beliefs, previous assumptions, former emotions, and the inner conversations you once entertained. What you see today is just yesterday made visible. It is the physical expression of thoughts and feelings that have already passed through your mind. A fact is not where creation begins. It is where it ends. It's the final stage of something that was already formed within you long ago. It's like a shadow, something cast by a state of being you once lived in. And here's the real secret. A fact only holds power if you continue to give it power. The moment you look at your current situation and say, this is how it is, and it can't change, you lock yourself into the past. You keep yourself tied to something that has already been completed. But when you understand that what you're seeing is just a delayed reflection, everything changes. You are no longer trapped. You are free to choose again. Free to step into a new state. I'm not saying you should pretend the world doesn't exist. I'm saying don't let it control you. There's a difference between noticing something and surrendering to it. You can see your current situation without accepting it as your final reality. What's in front of you right now is just an echo of who you used to be. It is not your future. It is not your final story. It is not a decision about your life. The real truth lies within you. It lives in your imagination, in the quiet space where you decide who you are and what is real for you. Truth is not what your eyes show you. Truth is what you feel and accept within before the world catches up. Because the outer world is always a step behind. It reflects your inner state, but not instantly. That's why, if you want tomorrow to be different, you must stop letting today control how you feel. You must stop being ruled by appearances. What you see, hear, or measure will try to convince you. Numbers, symptoms, delays, other people's opinions, even your own doubts, they will all try to pull you back into the old story. The doctor may show you reports. The banker may show you figures. People may remind you of your past. Your senses may insist that nothing has changed. But understand this, facts only speak about what has already happened. They cannot predict or control what you are choosing now within yourself. They only remain powerful if you keep focusing on them and agreeing with them. You are not here to worship what you see. You are here to create from what you feel within. So continue to assume. Continue to live as though your desire is already fulfilled. Continue to embody the version of yourself that already has what you want. Move through your day as someone who has already received. Wake up in the morning with a quiet sense of fulfillment. Go to sleep at night feeling as though everything you desire is already yours. Don't wait for the world to change before you feel worthy. Feel worthy now. Don't wait for money to appear before you feel abundant. Feel abundance now. Don't wait for love to arrive before you feel loved. Feel it now. Your assumption is the seed. Your feeling is what nourishes it. And the outer world, that's just the result. In the beginning, your senses might argue with you. They'll show you what hasn't changed yet. They'll remind you of the bank balance you don't like, the condition you want to improve, the relationship that hasn't shown up. That's okay. Just smile at it. Because what you're seeing is not your future. It's leftover evidence from your past. It's fading. It's dissolving. It belongs to a version of you that you've already moved beyond. Don't fight it. Don't fear it. And most importantly, don't emotionally agree with it. Let it pass without attachment. It's part of an old story, a chapter that is already closing. It carries no authority over who you are becoming. The truth of your life is not written in what you see. It is written in what you choose to believe within. Live from the end. This is where most people lose their way. They keep trying to move toward fulfillment, chasing it like it's somewhere ahead of them, when in reality, the real shift happens when you start living as if you've already arrived. The power is not in reaching, it's in being. What you see around you right now is only a reflection. It is not a definition of your value, your future, or your limits. It is simply a mirror showing what you once believed to be true, what you once felt deeply, and what you previously accepted about yourself and life. Your current reality is nothing more than old thoughts still playing out in the present moment. Just like a shadow follows the body that creates it, your outer world follows your inner state. It cannot lead, it can only follow. A reflection can never come before the image that produces it. An effect cannot show up before its cause. So never let what you're facing today tell you who you are now. At best, it can only show who you used to be. The danger comes when you treat today's reflection as tomorrow's truth. That's how people get stuck in cycles, repeating the same patterns again and again, because they mistake the outcome for the source. This is why you have to stop reacting to what is and start creating from what will be. Your inner world always comes first. By the time something becomes visible, measurable, or real to your senses, it has already been formed within you. So if something in your life feels wrong right now, don't treat it like a permanent problem. It's outdated. It's just a leftover impression from an old assumption that no longer deserves your attention. The real issue begins when you emotionally attach yourself to what you don't want. The moment you give your fear, anger, frustration, or disappointment to a situation, you feed it. You keep it alive. But someone who understands this process doesn't take their emotional cues from the outside world. They know that what they feel today is shaping what they will experience tomorrow. So instead of giving attention to what you dislike, you gently withdraw from it. You place your focus on the reality you've chosen within. Think of your present situation like a letter written and sent long ago. It's already on its way. It's just now arriving. If you want a different message in the future, you have to write something new today. Once you truly understand this, everything changes. You stop panicking when things don't look right, because you know they're already fading. You don't rush to fix the outside, because you realize the real work happens within you. You stop trying to force life to change, and instead focus on your state of being, because that's where everything begins. Detaching from the old doesn't mean you become cold or careless. It means you become free. You no longer identify with what has already passed. You don't argue with it. You don't resist it. You don't hold on to it. You simply see it for what it is, something that no longer represents you. You can even feel grateful for it. It showed you where you once stood. It revealed what you have now moved beyond. And then you let it go. You shift inwardly and settle into the version of yourself you choose to be. You remain there with quiet consistency. And over time, the outer world adjusts to match who you have already become inside. Eventually, you will witness in your physical world what you first accepted within yourself. And you'll realize something powerful. Reality was never showing you the present truth. It was always reflecting the past. Everything starts in the unseen. Before anything happens, before any change appears, before any desire becomes real, it exists first as a thought, a feeling, or an assumption. The invisible always comes before the visible. Your mind is like fertile ground. Every belief you accept is a seed planted into it. Whether it's fear or confidence, lack or abundance, whatever you plant will grow. The real question isn't if something is growing, it's what you've been planting. The life you're experiencing right now is the result of what you've been nurturing internally. Most people judge their lives only by what they can see, forgetting that what they see is just the final stage of something that began long before. A tree doesn't appear the moment you notice it. It started as a seed hidden beneath the surface. In the same way, the success you want, the love you desire, the health you seek, and the wealth you dream about all begin the moment you accept them as real within yourself. The moment you feel them as already yours, the process has already started. That's why you must be mindful of what you plant in your mind. Every emotional thought, every repeated belief, every quiet agreement you make with yourself is being placed into your subconscious. And once it's there, it begins to grow, whether you're aware of it or not. If you constantly focus on fear, expect disappointment, or dwell in limitation, you are nurturing negative outcomes. And these don't need your permission to grow, they just need your attention. They expand because you keep noticing them, reacting to them, and believing in them. But you are not powerless. You can choose differently. You can decide to assume that what you want is already yours. You can treat that assumption as something sacred and return to it again and again. When doubt shows up, don't give it energy. When reality seems to contradict your vision, don't let it shake you. Remind yourself that what you're seeing now is just the final result of old thinking. Let it pass without engaging with it. Don't keep digging up your seed to check if it's growing. That only slows everything down. Your role is to keep your beliefs steady, to nurture your assumption with gratitude, and to protect it from being overwhelmed by fear or frustration. What you've planted will grow. It follows a natural law. You can't rush it, and worrying won't make it happen faster. Just like a flower blooms in its own time, your inner work will show itself when it's ready. When you understand this deeply, you stop feeling like life is happening to you. You stop letting circumstances control your direction. You stop being fooled by appearances because you know that everything begins within. The moment you claim something as true inside yourself, the seed is planted. And once it's planted, the result is certain. So stop feeding what you don't want. Stop giving energy to what no longer serves you. Instead, nourish the reality you have chosen. Support it with belief. Strengthen it with gratitude. Live as if it already exists within you, quietly taking shape. The moment you decide what you want, your job is not to wait for evidence. Your job is to become the person who already has it. This is where most people struggle. They choose a desire and then they stand still, searching for signs that it's working. They keep looking outward. They measure progress by what they can see. They wait, and by waiting, they create more waiting. They stay stuck between wanting and having because they are still thinking like someone who lacks. But you are meant to think and feel like someone who already possesses what they desire. You are meant to step into that identity fully, mentally and emotionally, and live from that place every day. You can't keep holding on to the feeling of lack and expect abundance to show up in your life. You can't view yourself as unwanted and believe that others will suddenly treat you as valuable and loved. And you can't keep postponing everything to someday while expecting your desire to arrive fully in the present moment. What truly shapes your life is what you consistently hold in your awareness. Not what you wish for from a distance, but what you accept as real right now. The moment you decide within yourself that it's already done, something shifts. Your desire is no longer something you're asking for. It becomes something you internally recognize as fact. And this isn't about pretending or forcing yourself to believe something unnatural. It's about gently settling into a state where it begins to feel normal simply because you've chosen it. Ask yourself honestly, if this desire were already fulfilled, how would I think throughout the day? How would I speak to myself and others? How would I carry myself? How would I react to situations? Then begin aligning your daily behavior with those answers. Even if your current reality doesn't reflect it yet, start showing up as that version of yourself anyway. At first, your outer world may not change immediately. You might still see the same circumstances, the same patterns, the same results. But don't let that shake you. What you're seeing is just leftover evidence from your previous way of being. It's not the source, it's only the after effect. The real cause is always the state you hold within. Your mind is like the director of a play, and your life is the stage where everything unfolds. The moment you fully accept a role internally, the external scene begins to adjust accordingly. So don't wait for something outside of you to give you permission to feel successful, fulfilled, loved, or secure. Step into those feelings now. Live in them now. Let them become your natural state. When you do this, things begin to shift in ways you couldn't have planned or controlled. Opportunities appear. People respond to you differently. Situations start to align in your favor. Not because you forced anything to happen, but because you became someone who naturally experiences those outcomes. But this requires consistency. You can't step into this mindset for a short time and then spend the rest of your day in doubt. It has to become as familiar to you as your own identity. Let it show in how you stand, how you speak, how you think, how you react, and even in your quiet moments. And if you slip back into old patterns, don't be hard on yourself. Just bring your attention back. Calmly, gently return to the feeling that your desire is already fulfilled. Each time you do this, you shorten the gap between where you are and what you want. You stop being someone who is trying to get there and become someone who is already there, at least within. And what you consistently hold in your consciousness will eventually take form in your external world. The proof will come, but only after you stop demanding it and start living as though it's already true. You'll hear voices along the way, both from others and from your own mind. They'll try to define your limits based on your past, your current situation, your finances, your age, your background, or what seems realistic. If you let those voices guide you, you'll stay stuck in the same patterns they describe. But the truth is, none of those opinions or appearances have any real authority unless you accept them. They may sound logical or practical, but all they really do is keep you tied to what already exists, instead of allowing you to move into something new. If you want a different life, you have to stop giving energy to those voices. Don't argue with them. Don't try to prove them wrong. Just stop engaging with them. Withdraw your attention and return to your chosen state. Even your senses will try to convince you that nothing has changed. They'll show you the same numbers, the same conditions, the same results and say, "See, this is your reality." But your senses can only report the past. They don't create the future. They simply reflect what has already been. So when what you see doesn't match what you've chosen within, remind yourself that it's just an echo of an older belief. It's fading, even if it hasn't disappeared yet. This is why discipline of the mind matters so much. You have to take responsibility for what you allow to take root in your thinking. When doubt appears, shift your focus. When fear starts making its case, don't entertain it. When others question you or doubt what you're doing, stay grounded in your inner certainty. You don't need the world to agree with you. What matters is that you agree with yourself completely. When you do that, the world has no choice but to reflect it back to you over time. Every moment you give in to appearances, you strengthen the old reality. Every moment you return to your chosen belief, you strengthen the new one. There will be times when it feels quiet, when nothing seems to be happening, when it feels easier to just accept things as they are. But remember, all real change begins beneath the surface. Transformation always starts in a place no one else can see, in your inner world. That space needs to be protected. Don't fill it with doubt, fear, or second guessing. Let people think what they want. Let circumstances look the way they do for now. Even let your senses say what they say. None of that has the final word. The only voice that truly matters is the one within you that calmly says, "It's already done." Stay with that. Keep returning to it, no matter what. That steady commitment, choosing your inner reality again and again, is what persistence really is. Understand this clearly. The outer world does not instantly reflect what changes within you. There is often a delay, and during that time, your old reality can still look very real, very solid, and very convincing. This is where many people give up. They assume nothing is happening simply because they don't see immediate results. But that's not the truth at all. Beneath the surface, everything is already in motion. What you cannot see is actively shifting. The seed has already begun to open. The structure of your reality is quietly rearranging itself. What you're seeing now is like a shadow that lingers even after the light has moved. Just because the new conditions haven't appeared yet, doesn't mean they aren't forming. The moment you accepted your desire as true within yourself, the process began. But if you keep searching for proof over and over again, you pull yourself out of the very state that brings the result. Proof comes at the end. It's the harvest. Your assumption is the seed. And a seed doesn't need constant checking. It needs trust. It needs consistency. It needs your quiet confidence. Growth happens in its own time and order. Your role is not to force it, but to remain aligned with it. Persistence means continuing to live from your chosen state even when everything around you seems to disagree. It means not allowing temporary appearances to control how you feel. This isn't about being stubborn, it's about being loyal. Loyal to the vision you've chosen. Loyal to the version of yourself you've decided to be. Loyal to the inner truth that always comes before anything external. When your outer world seems to contradict you, don't fight it. Don't argue with what you see. Just return within, again and again, to the place where your desire is already real. There will be moments when it feels like nothing is changing. Times when it seems like you're standing still while your dream feels far away. In those moments, remind yourself that movement is happening in ways you cannot yet observe. People are shifting, circumstances are adjusting, opportunities are forming. Your only responsibility is to keep that inner state alive. Stay as the version of yourself who already has what you want, even if there is no visible proof yet. That is real faith. Not faith in luck or chance, but faith in the principle that your inner world shapes your outer experience. Once you truly understand this, time loses its power over you. You stop worrying about when things will happen, because you know the outcome is already secured. The only question that remains is whether you will stay consistent long enough for it to show up. And when you do remain steady, something shifts inside you. You become grounded, certain, unshaken. You stop chasing evidence because you know it has to come. You stop measuring your progress by what you see and start measuring it by how faithfully you stay in your chosen state. Then one day, without force, without struggle, your world begins to reflect what you've been holding within. It feels natural, almost as if it was always meant to be that way. The old reality fades into the background, like something you once dreamed. And the new reality stands in front of you, not because you fought for it, but because you remained true to it until it became visible. In the end, changing your life is not about reacting to what's in front of you. It's about mastering what you accept within yourself. What you see right now is only the result of past beliefs. It's not the source, it's just the outcome. The real source is the steady assumption you hold inside. So stop letting facts control you. Stay steady even when things seem to contradict your desire. Live as though it's already yours. Don't let appearances make you feel powerless. Instead, step into the role of someone who consciously creates their life. Don't wait for the world to change before you believe. Change what you believe and the world will follow. The seed has already been planted. Trust what you cannot yet see. Protect that inner vision. Know, without needing confirmation, that what you have accepted within is already yours. Walk forward like it's done, and watch how everything around you begins to shift to match that quiet certainty within you. This is Neville Manifestation. I'll see you in the next one. Your life doesn't change because of what you see. It changes because of what you consistently choose to believe within. The outer world is only catching up to a decision you've already made inside yourself. So stop chasing proof, stop doubting the unseen, and remain steady in the version of you who already has it. If you stay loyal to that inner truth long enough, reality has no choice but to follow. What you've claimed within is not coming. It's already yours, waiting to be revealed.